Hello all and welcome back to Code with Shantanu. So today we're going to be making a snake game. So in the title first of all just say snake game. Now for the background we're going to have one solid color. So just go with the blue sky because that's just one solid color. Okay? And for the sprites, choose a sprite. We're going to have an apple. And the rest of the sprites, we just want to create or paint. I'm going to show you how to do that. So in size, instead of 100, have a 35. That's the size we want. Now, go here and just select the paint option. And over here, this is going to be for your snake. Okay? So, first, take a rectangle, okay? And just drag it. Now, if you're square or rectangle, try to make it a square as much as you can, is like any color but yellow. Go to fill and try to make it like a good, nice yellow, like this, okay? Now, before we do anything, just go here and duplicate it because this is our body and it's just gonna be a yellow square just to make things simple, right? So just select this body. Now in costume 1, name it head, right? And the head needs eyes. So what we're gonna go, choose circle, okay? And start here and try to make a circle, something like this. Now right when it's still selected, you go to fill and select the white color. So color to the left, saturation to the left, and brightness to the right. All the way, right? So you should get a nice white color. Now while it's selected, say Control C on your keyboard. That will copy it, and then say Control V. That will just make a copy of it, right? And you want it right below the first eye. Okay? Now, we also want like a black dot in the middle, right? So select this and just drag a little in there to get something like this, right? Now in fill, select all three to the left, which gives you a complete black. Now do this, and you see you've got a pretty decent eye. Okay. Now, if you accidentally, oopsies. Okay, so now what we're gonna do, we have to make another thing, right? So again, you go to circle and do this. Instead of purple, again, all three to the left. That will give you a nice black color, right? Now, we have our body and our head for the snake, right? And just one thing to make sure, in your head, select Control A and make sure the blue plus sign aligns with the black, like ship's, ship's steering wheel on both ends. So that way all of them will be in the center of the whole page, right? Now go to head and we want the size to be 35 too. Okay, that's about the right size. Now, you also need a game over. So again, we're gonna go to paint. And this time what I want you to do, select this T, okay, and this should be as marker, okay. Now go right here and type game over. Now make sure it's in black. So remember black was all three sliders to the left. Now to make this bigger, what we're gonna do is on the corners, just stretch the corners a bit, right? And again, like I told you, you want it right on the center. Okay? And now we're gonna have the same thing, but a high score one, right? Oh yeah, I forgot to tell you. In the sprites, just select the name snake, and over here, game over. Now we're gonna do kind of the same thing with high score, right? So paint and select the T, select here, and now say you beat the enter high score, right? And this whole thing, you want it to be way bigger, right? So people know it, right? And again, make sure to align it to the center. Okay. Now, for the code, I know this looks a bit messy, okay, but we'll figure it out. So, I'm gonna name, whoopsies. Over here, I'm just gonna name this high score. Okay. Now, we're gonna go into the snake and in the code, right? So we're gonna have when green flag clicked, right? You wanna you want to basically take a forever block or loop actually, okay? And in that you want 4 if conditions, okay? So inside the condition you want if a key pressed. Remember how to do that? You go into sensing, and if you go to key, okay, and you don't want space, you want up arrow, okay? Then you want it to point in direction. So you go to motion, and you go to point in direction, and you set it to 0, okay? Because 0 is always facing up, right? Now the simplest way is to duplicate it 3 times, so you've got 4 ifs, okay? And you want this down, and down is, if you know this, degrees, 180 degrees. And then right arrow would be towards the right, which is 90, and the left arrow is again shows here -90, so that's what you should type, because that's what it understands in this thing, right? Okay, now out after the if conditions, you want it to move 5 steps, okay? And in this move steps, it will move in the direction it's pointing in, right? And then we're going to, this is a new thing. You want it to create clone of myself, okay? Now when I create a clone, there's a special thing you have to do. You have to go to when I start as a clone, okay? Now first thing, when you start into the clone, you want it as a head, okay? So what you do, you go to looks. Let's see what happened. Okay, so over here you will want to go here and switch costume to body, okay? Now we're gonna make a few variables. Make a variable, and you want to score, wait, oh man. So we're gonna name it score, okay? And now we want another variable called clone. And I'm just gonna tell you afterwards what it means, not now. And we want a high score too. We're gonna keep record of high score. Right? Okay. And this high score you can shift all the way here. Right? Okay. Now we're gonna set clone to 0.3. Okay? And you're gonna see what that means. So clone is basically a variable for the time the clone is supposed to exist. Okay? And what I'm gonna do now is set clone to 0.3 and let's see. Now you go to wait and you want to wait clone seconds, which is 0.3 right now. Okay? And then you want it to delete. Okay? So after this, you're just gonna have one more thing that also starts with the when green flag clicked. Okay? And in this, we're gonna have another forever block. And this forever is gonna have an if condition that keeps asking it if head is touching the edge. If you should know this if you have played this game before, but never mind. So if the snake is touching the edge, you want to broadcast. I don't remember if we've talked about this before, but to broadcast means to send a message to all the other things, right? So this message is gonna mean game over. Okay? Now let's move on to Apple. Now in Apple, what I'm gonna say is control when green flag is clicked forever. Okay, now we're gonna take an if condition. Okay, if it is touching snake, then it should do two things. Okay, first of all, it should go to random position. Okay, and second of all, it should increase the time of clone. Basically, you're gonna see what that does. It's kind of complicated. So change clone by I'm gonna do 0.5 seconds. Okay. And now we also have to change the score, right? Since you took the risk of taking the apple. So change score by previous score. Oopsies. You want a time, so first score. Whoa, what am I doing today? This, and then take this score, put it in. Wow, sorry. In here and put a 3. Now score. No, you want to add score to score times 3. So over here, score is equal to score plus score times 3. Okay, so score plus score times 3, okay? And now I forgot, but in the beginning, you also want it to go to a random position, right? So motion and go to random position. And snake actually also, you want it to start in the center. Motion, go to 0. Y is also 0. Okay, now game over. Game over is pretty simple. Events, when green flag clicked, you just want it to hide. Imagine when you're playing, you have this words called game over. That won't really make sense, right? So you go here, and in the bottom, around the bottom, there's a hide. Okay, and now when you receive game over, I want to do a few things actually. I wanted to show, first of all, that game is over, right? Actually, for high score, give me a second. Costumes, in this, you want to put this a bit below. Actually, right here, okay? Now, what you do in the game over code, you want to have an if condition, okay? That's where the whole high score idea comes in. Okay, now if you want to have this, if high score is less than the score you got, then you go to variables, set high score to score itself. And the other thing is to broadcast another message yet. So broadcast, don't broadcast game over, that won't do anything. New message. You want it to broadcast high score, okay? And now for high score, get the code. It's almost the same actually. Over here, when green flag clicked, hide, okay? And in this, basically you want to say, when I receive not game over, high score, then you just want to show. Now, let's test our game. Now, whoa, this head is not coming up. It's not very good. So I think this is a mistake. When you go to snake and costumes, make sure head is selected, not the body. Okay. Save. And let's go here. Now you see what's coming up. Oopsies. We forgot one thing. In this green flag, you also want to stop all, which means that basically it's just gonna stop everything, okay? Stop all. Okay, now let me try again. Ooh, that's hard. Whoopsies. Try again. Okay. It's not working what I wanted to do. You see the body of the snake? I think something is definitely wrong. In Apple, let's see, if touching snake, then go to random, change clone by this, change score by score plus score times, oh, here's the mistake. This is not supposed to be score. It's supposed to be clone. Let me try again. Whoa. Our score is 2.4. Now you see how it's increasing? Okay, now let's end the game. Yay, so game over and I beat the high score. And you see now the score is 74.4. Okay, let's try again. Whoops. Ooh, we forgot one more thing. Whenever we start, you want to set the score to 0. Okay, that's one thing we forgot. Okay, so just remember one thing. You have to remember that checking is very important. So our snake's still not getting longer, right? Let's see what the problem is. An apple. Okay, now when snake is clone. Okay. So, yeah. So I hope you enjoyed the whole video. Make sure to like and subscribe and feel free to comment. Bye.